Vladimir Putin, unfazed by Washington's threats of sanctions, assaulted the capital of Ukraine and plunged Europe into its most destructive conflict since World War II. Iran equipped Hamas to initiate a war with Israel, and once the war had started, mobilized several of its other terrorist proxy groups in Lebanon, Yemen, Syria, and Iraq to rocket Israel, attack commercial shipping in the Red Sea, target U.S. warships, and fatally strike U.S. military unit in the Kingdom of Jordan. After the rampage by Hamas, Beijing intensified its long-standing campaign to impose military control over the West Philippine Sea. Chinese sailors wielding axes and knives just recently forcibly boarded Philippine government vessels and confiscated 2 Philippine boats, an action that injured several Philippine sailors and, by my reading at least, meets the U.S. definition of an attack sufficient to trigger our defense treaty obligations to the Philippines. Venezuela's dictator, just weeks after Washington removed some of its sanctions on him, returned the favor by threatening to annex much of Venezuela's oil-rich neighbor, Guyana. And in a bold reprisal of Soviet mischief during the Cold War, Beijing is expressing sympathy for Venezuela's position while also developing Chinese military and intelligence facilities in Cuba. North Korea has resumed testing intercontinental ballistic missiles for the first time in more than 5 years, and as I just mentioned, supplies arms and munitions and now even soldiers for Russia's war in Ukraine. Vladimir Putin visited North Korea recently and established a military pact that appears to obligate the two countries to fight together in offensive, not just defensive wars. And at the center of this new axis of chaos is by far the most powerful member, the People's Republic of China, under the single-party dictatorship led by Xi Jinping. Beijing is the top economic, material, diplomatic, and propaganda supporter of this axis. And Beijing is steadily ratcheting up pressure on Taiwan as it builds the military capacity to be able to invade that island democracy.